Yo, what's up guys? So, we got some new information on the Hasbro side of Beyblade X. So all of this information comes from Zenki's most recent video. Apparently Cypress helped Zenki with that as well. Anyway, I just wanted to give them credit for the information. I just want to talk about some of it. So, I will have a link pinned down below in the comments if you guys want to check out his video. So Hasbro, some pretty interesting news. The most uninteresting part is some of the naming stuff. Apparently some of the names are listed backwards, or some of them are slightly changed. So Drawn Sword looks to be the same. Hell Scythe, I guess, could be changed to like Flame Scythe or Incendio Scythe, or like, it's not going to be Hell. We already knew that wasn't going to happen. So at least it's not Hex Scythe. That would be stupid. Doesn't bother me. Apparently, like, Night Shield is going to be like Night Helm or Helm Knight or something. Why? I don't know. But, you know, yeah, the naming thing doesn't bother me a whole lot. It's kind of annoying from a content perspective, because, like, any new content is gonna have to, like, I'm just gonna have to, like, figure out the naming thing, because, like, anybody that comes into the West that doesn't know about the TT stuff already, which is gonna be a lot of people, is gonna be looking up Night Helm instead of Night Shield. So I'm gonna have to make content for, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not a professional YouTuber. The main thing that I wanted to talk about, because, like, I already assumed that the products are gonna be basically one-to-one with Hasbro. I know a lot of people are not, but they've already said, they've made a statement, it's gonna be one-to-one or whatever. In terms of, like, the product and the quality and all of that. There's 3 parts to the Beyblade, guys. They can't mess up that much. Like, legitimately, like, what are they gonna mess up? The plastic bit is literally just like a plastic bit. Like, how do you mess that up? Ratchet, same thing. It's like 2 parts, like, you know, put together. The blade also, it's like 2 parts, 3 parts. If you want to count the little clear chip cover, and it's just riveted together. They can only mess up so much. There's not even stickers. So I think that might be part of why Beyblade X is as simple as it is. The main thing that I wanted to talk about was the stadium. Apparently there has been, I guess, some dimensions that they found that would insinuate that at least one of the stadiums that Hasbro is doing is like the standard sort of like little plastic cheap, you know, $5 stadium that ends up at like Five Below or whatever. I don't know how that's possible. Beyblade X is like kind of dangerous. And like, I mean, like if one pops out of the stadium and hits a kid in the face, like, that could be like a serious, you know, that could mess up your eye, or like, you know, bust your nose or something. Like, they're fast. They hit hard. Like, they fly out of the stadium fast. You know, there's a picture on Twitter of a Japanese guy whose Beyblade is stuck in a wall. Don't know how that they can do a cheap stadium this time. I really don't. Because, like, you kind of need the rails. Zenki said, well, maybe, you know, in his video, maybe they're molded in. That could work, I guess. But, like, they need to be thick rails. If they're not thick rails, the Beyblade's just gonna shred them. There has to be a shroud. There has to be a shroud. Like, they functionally, I really feel like it would be a safety hazard to not have a shroud on top. I don't know about that. I'm skeptical about that. I do expect that we'll get a, like, higher tier stadium, kind of like, you know, Beyblade always does, like, the cheap stadium and then the more expensive stadium. I'm assuming we're going to get something similar to what we have for TT. If they don't give us the Takara Stadium in the West, I'm going to be pretty pissed. I'm not going to lie. They've never done it, so I don't know why I expect it now. But, like, this is a Hasbro stadium, basically. It's got the huge shroud on top. It's like, the exits are covered. There's pockets. Like, Hasbro loves pockets. There's pockets. Just give us the normal stadium. That's probably my biggest concern, is ultimately the stadium. The cheap ones, I get why they do it, so they can get kids into it, you know, on a budget or whatever, so they're not having to spend $50 on a stadium. But I am concerned about the safety aspect of that, because like Beyblade X is just much more aggressive in terms of like impact, and they're metal and they move around the stadium really fast, so that's a little bit concerning. So hopefully we just get a standard Beyblade X stadium, like basically just the Takara Tomy stadium. We kind of need that if they're really pushing this whole sport thing and trying to get everybody into it from all the different, like, we need to get the same stadium. It's time. Like, just give us the same stadium. It's even got pockets, so Hasbro doesn't have to complain. I know Hasbro loves pockets. Just give us the TT stadium. If you're gonna release a little cheap side stadium, make sure it has some kind of shroud or something on it. I don't want kids to get like hit in the face with these, because like I said, they could do some damage. So why? I don't know. We got a release date, so we got a couple like bits of information about product releases, so like Viper Tail, John Sword, Wizard Arrow, Night Shield, stuff like that. Didn't see anything about Cobalt Drake, which, you know, that'll probably come a little bit later, whatever. Release date supposedly is going to be July, so 1st of July of this year. So that's probably the scheduled date. So stuff will probably ship to stores earlier. They'll inevitably end up on shelves earlier. Like they'll end up setting up like end caps and displays and stuff like that probably before July 1st, I would imagine. So they are ready by July 1st. So probably end of June, end of summer, yeah. Which is kind of what I was expecting. A little earlier, I guess. I'm interested to know if the anime is gonna drop after summer. You know, like August, September, or what's gonna happen there. But I am very interested to get some more news. This might be a hot take, but I do think the packaging should probably change for the Western market. Because like while Beyblade X like looks very sort of sleek in terms of packaging, it's definitely not like a shelf popper. Like the shelf presence for Beyblade X, I feel like is not like amazing. I just don't think the packaging really draws the eye all that well. It's not to say I don't like the packaging. I like how simple and sleek it is. But in the context of throwing it in a toy aisle, I don't think it's gonna pop. I think it looks pretty basic. So like if you look at like, let's say like the Bakugan Gen 3 packaging, which I don't like. I don't like Gen 3. I think it's awful. The one thing that I will say I think looks good is their packaging. I think their packaging has really good aesthetic and really good shelf presence. Yeah, I don't know. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think. Do you want them to keep the current packaging, or do you think they should change the packaging? I just don't think it has much shelf presence. Again, I'm not saying I don't like the packaging. I like it fine. I just don't think it looks as exciting as the game is. I don't know. Does that make sense? Anyway, let me know what you guys think. Drop a like if you guys are excited for Beyblade X to hit the West this summer. If you're not excited, hit the like anyway, because, you know, it helps the algorithm. Yeah, drop a comment again. Let me know what you think of sort of the information that we have so far. Again, Zenki's video will be pinned down in the comments if you guys want to check that out. He's going to elaborate on the stuff a little bit more than I am. And subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you all in the next one.